The truth has been following you, whispering through patterns, echoing through your thoughts, manifesting in quiet signs all around you. This isn't just another video or a random message on the internet. You were meant to find this right now. This is your wake-up call, because what's ahead of you is too important, too divine, too deeply connected to who you truly are to ignore any longer. If you've been seeing synchronicities, feeling sudden emotional shifts, or sensing a silent pull in your spirit, it's not coincidence. It's your soul responding to the unseen, calling you to rise. The universe doesn't yell in words. It speaks in alignment, vibration, and timing. And today, in this moment, it aligned everything to bring this message to your ears. That's not random. That's intentional. So before we go deeper, take a breath and let your spirit recognize that something is shifting. Welcome. Today we're going to reveal how the signs have always been with you and why the universe is screaming louder than ever now. You're about to discover why you've been feeling what you feel, why things fell apart, why certain people walked away, and more importantly, why all of it was secretly working for your becoming. This isn't about superstition. This is about alignment, about truth, about your readiness. Because whether you feel ready or not, the signs are already in motion. The unfolding has begun. You see, the universe has always used signs to guide the ones who carry light. Sometimes those signs are beautiful, a repeating number, a random conversation that feels too on point, a gut feeling you can't shake. But sometimes, those signs feel like loss, disappointment, delays. That's the hard truth most people miss, that even the pain is a sign, even the silence is a direction. The detours, they weren't mistakes, they were divine strategy, and yet we often overlook these clues. Why? Because we've been conditioned to trust logic more than intuition, to trust the seen more than the felt. But chosen ones, your path was never going to be understood by logic. You are not here to follow the crowd. You are here to wake the crowd up. That's why your journey is full of whispers others don't hear. That's why your spirit reacts so powerfully when things are off. That's why you've always felt different. Your sensitivity, your stillness, your ability to see meaning in the meaningless, it's not weakness, it's wisdom. The world taught you to suppress it, but the universe is now demanding that you own it. Because when you do, everything changes. You stop chasing and you start attracting. You stop pleasing and you start protecting. You stop surviving and begin creating. You may feel tired, confused, pulled in too many directions, but that's only because your inner world is being restructured. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. These signs, this message, your emotions right now, they're all part of the shift. You're stepping into a deeper version of yourself, the version that remembers, the version that reclaims. Let this be your moment of pause. Comment below, I reclaim my time and energy and space. And if this message is already resonating, share a bit of your experience. What have you been seeing, feeling, hearing? The signs are already speaking. You're not alone in this. So let's go deeper into what these signs actually mean. Maybe you've been seeing the same numbers, 111, 222, 333. These are not random digits, they're frequency codes, universal reminders, messages in disguise. 111 is alignment, a new beginning, a call to step into what you've been too afraid to claim. 222 is balance, a confirmation that peace is coming even if chaos surrounds you now. And 333, divine protection, an affirmation that the ascended realm is nearby, guiding your steps. But it's not just numbers, it's dreams. It's the way certain songs hit you differently. It's a sentence in a stranger's conversation that feels like it was meant just for you. It's the sudden need to pull back from certain people without any logical reason. These are soul signals, clues, and they're increasing in frequency because something in your life, or within you, is preparing for elevation. You are shedding the old timelines. That's why you feel so disconnected from who you once were. That's why the goals that once excited you now feel empty. That's why the people who once felt like home now feel unfamiliar. It's because your vibration is rising, and everything that's not aligned with your higher path is falling away. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's confusing, but it's all sacred. This is where many people go back to sleep. They misinterpret the signs as problems. They try to go back to comfort, to the known. But you're not here to repeat cycles. You're here to rewrite the entire narrative. You're here to choose the path that aligns with your highest truth, not your temporary feelings. You're here to listen, not just hear. To awaken, not just observe. And right now, the universe is not whispering anymore. It's shouting. It's placing mirrors in your life to show you what needs to change. It's orchestrating encounters, delays, and discomforts to steer you to your divine timeline. You must stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this preparing me for? Because here's the truth. Everything you've lost is nothing compared to what's coming. Everything that's being stripped away was weighing you down. Every silence you've endured has been protecting you from the noise that would have distracted your spirit. You're not being punished. You're being purified, molded, elevated. There's a version of you waiting to be unlocked, one that walks with deeper confidence, peace, and purpose. But that version can only be accessed through awareness. And that's what this moment is all about. Awareness. Being awake enough to see that the signs are not just around you, they're within you. Your feelings are signs. Your intuition is a compass. Your desires are roadmaps to your calling. But if you ignore the signs, you miss the alignment. If you distract yourself too long, you delay your becoming. That's why you're being called back to yourself, to your energy, to your mission. Because the world doesn't need more copies. It needs more truth. And your truth has been waiting patiently to be reclaimed. So don't dismiss the nudges. Don't push away the synchronicities. They are bridges. They are portals. They are divine cues telling you, this is the way. Even when it's hard. Even when no one else understands it. And maybe you felt it already. The disconnection, the strange quiet, the feeling that something is shifting but you can't explain it. That's not you being lost. That's your spirit being recalibrated. Your soul knows what's coming even when your mind doesn't understand it. That's why certain people no longer feel right. That's why old habits suddenly feel heavy. You're waking up to your true frequency, and with that comes a shedding of all illusions. Have you ever wondered why things that once satisfied you now feel flat? Why certain conversations feel forced? Why even your goals are shifting? It's because you're no longer operating from your past self. You're now vibrating at the level of your future self. And that's a completely different frequency. Your higher self is not interested in impressing anyone. It's only interested in fulfilling purpose. So this awakening is not about doing more. It's about becoming more still, more honest, more in tune with what your soul came here to express. It's about listening to your body when it tells you, this place is draining me. It's about honoring your spirit when it says, you've outgrown this version of life. It's about courage, not the loud, dramatic kind, but the quiet, consistent kind that says, I choose alignment even when it's inconvenient. You might be wondering, where is all of this leading? What's the point of all these signs? The delays, the pushbacks? It's leading you to your highest calling, your soul mission, the reason you were born in this time, in this place with these desires and wounds and lessons. Nothing is random, not even the pain, especially not the pain. Pain cracks the shell that held your old identity. Discomfort reveals where you've settled. Confusion shows you the parts of yourself that are begging to be explored deeper. This is all part of your ascension. You are not behind. You are not off track. You are exactly where you're meant to be, and the signs are here to confirm that. You don't need permission to evolve. You don't need consensus to follow your truth. The more you listen to your intuition, the louder it becomes. The more you ignore it, the more the signs will have to shout. And that's when the lessons become harsher. But if you heed the call now, you reclaim your path. You shift timelines. You access the life that was always meant for you. buried beneath layers of doubt and distraction. Your role in this world is not passive. You are not a background character. You are the main character in your divine story. And that means every scene has purpose. Even the messy ones, even the endings, even the heartbreaks. Because all of it was preparing you to finally see, feel, and honor the truth of who you are. And the truth is, you've always known. Deep down, there's always been a voice, a knowing, a whisper that said, you are different. And not just different for the sake of it, different because you were meant to lead, to shift, to create, to break generational cycles, to bring light where others only see darkness. That's why you never fit in. That's why certain rooms drain you. That's why you question the rules. It wasn't rebellion, it was remembrance. A memory of who you were before the world told you who to be. And now that memory is awakening, fully, boldly, unapologetically. You're not here to dim your light to make others comfortable. You're not here to ignore the signs because it's more convenient to stay asleep. The time of pretending is over. The era of hiding your essence is finished. The signs around you, the repeating numbers, the uncanny alignments, the emotional shifts, they are all divine nudges urging you to rise, to remember, to reclaim. It's not a coincidence that you're hearing this right now. You could have been anywhere. You could have scrolled past, but something pulled you here. That something is the universe confirming what your heart already knows. Your time is now, not tomorrow. Not when it's more comfortable, not when others approve. Now this is the moment your soul signed up for, the turning point. And it requires one thing from you, honesty, radical honesty. Are you living in alignment? Are you walking the path your higher self chose, or the one fear built for you? Are you ignoring the signs because you're afraid of what will change once you say yes? Because here's the truth. When you say yes to your path, everything not meant for you will start falling away. And that can feel terrifying, but it's not loss, it's alignment. The people who leave were not part of your next chapter. The jobs that dissolve were limiting your expansion. The delays, the detours, they're not punishments, they're redirections into something greater, into something sacred. You've spent enough time trying to decode every step, but now it's time to trust, to surrender, not in weakness, but in wisdom. You're no longer the version of yourself that needs proof before believing. Now you believe, and then the proof arrives. That's how divine manifestation works. You walk in faith, you declare it before it shows, you trust the feeling over the fear, you move forward even when your voice shakes. Because you know deep down, you are guided, you are supported, you are not alone. And when the signs keep showing up again and again, that's your spiritual team making sure you don't forget. You have guides, ancestors, divine forces working behind the scenes, clearing paths, lighting fires within you, whispering reminders that you were never meant to settle for a small life. Your awakening is a sacred act of rebellion against the lies, against the fear, against the cycles that tried to break you. Every time you choose truth over comfort, you shift the entire frequency of your lineage. You are not just healing yourself, you are rewriting futures. So if everything feels intense lately, take it as confirmation. Intensity is how the soul shouts when it's done whispering. You are stepping into alignment, and yes, it will feel like things are falling apart, but only so that what's meant for you can fall into place. You are not going back to who you were. That version of you did what they could with what they had. But now you are becoming the version you were always meant to be. Awakened, aware, unapologetically aligned. This is not the end of your journey. It's the ignition point. And if you've been asking for a sign, this is it. This is your sign. You're ready. You've always been ready. And from this point forward, you no longer move with fear. You move with knowing that everything is unfolding in your favor, knowing that your timing is divine, knowing that your path is protected, knowing that your light is unstoppable, And as you continue on your journey, remember this. You didn't come here to play small. You came to awaken, to rise, to create, to lead. This is your calling. Answer it. This is your moment. Rise to it. The signs are everywhere, and now, so are you. It's time to wake up, fully, boldly, completely. The world is waiting on your light. Shine.